Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. Today, we are continuing our ongoing coverage of the war between the Russian Federation and Ukraine, and we're also going to delve into lessons in insanity. Now, here in the United States, the mainstream media oftentimes classifies the leader of the Russian Federation, Vladimir Putin, as a dictator, a tyrant. Now, in Russia, early next year, there are going to be elections. There were elections 4 years ago in Russia. In the Ukraine, elections have been canceled. There's not going to be a democratic process. They have been canceled. So again, in Western media, Vladimir Putin is a dictator, and Ukraine is the shining beacon of democratic values. You be the judge. In the United Kingdom, in the UK, Great Britain, let's go over to the map. Thousands upon thousands of people, ordinary, law-abiding citizens of the United Kingdom, are arrested every year for what they call grossly offensive speech. And once you are arrested for grossly offensive speech, you are then labeled as a hate criminal. A hate criminal. Now look, whether we like it or not, hate is a human emotion. Hate is a human emotion. And in Great Britain, the United Kingdom, England, they want to regulate essentially thought. 1984, thought crime. Grossly offensive speech. What is grossly offensive speech? Grossly. That's pretty subjective, don't you think? Pretty subjective. Now, in Ireland, they have something rather interesting going on. Remember, Vladimir Putin is a dictator, but let's listen to this Irish politician.
All law, all legislation is about the restriction of freedom. That's exactly what we're doing here, is we are restricting freedom, but we're doing it for the common good. You will see throughout our constitution, yes, you have rights, but they are restricted for the common good. Everything needs to be balanced. And
I'm not taking, this video is not taking this politician's comment out of context. What she is saying is exactly what she means.
if your views on other people's identities go to make their lives unsafe, insecure, and cause them such deep discomfort that they cannot live.
Causing other people discomfort can get you landed in prison in Ireland.
In peace, then I believe that it is our job as legislators to restrict those freedoms for the common good. When you think about it,
restricting freedoms for the common good. Restricting freedoms for the common good. So what are they going to do in Ireland? Well, if you're watching this program in Ireland, possibly in the near future, they will be able to enter your home if someone reports you watching a program, a YouTube channel, something maybe from overseas that a third party finds, quote unquote, grossly offensive, then they can come for you. Now, this leads me into what's good for one group is not the same for others. What is that? Well, London, various European capitals. And in London, obviously, they have these very restrictive speech laws. In the United Kingdom, you can say death to a certain religious group. If you're a Muslim, you can do that. On the other hand, the other side of the token, if you are a Anglo-Saxon white Englishman and you say something offensive along those same lines as what the Muslims are stating, you're going to go to jail. And the Muslims are not. Why is that? Why does one party go to prison and the other party remains free? Well, I'll tell you why. The London police, the British police, fear the Muslims. The British police, the London police, fear the Muslims. They will tell you outright when asked that question, hey, these Muslims, you have a crowd over here chanting the extermination of Jews. Why aren't you arresting them? And the response is, there's too many of them. Or if there's not too many of them, the response will be, it will cause serious problems. It will cause a riot. The English police fear the Muslims. They have to start fearing you as well. If they don't fear you, if there's no accountability for this type of politician here,
all law, all legislation is about the restriction of freedom. That's exactly what we're doing.
If that politician had fear about what she was saying, and what she is saying is, I'm coming for you. I don't like what you're saying, so I am coming for you with my police. If you don't make her fear you, where she fears saying that, she is going to come for you. Fear. Human emotion. Hate. Human emotion. They don't fear you. They have to fear you. They have to fear that there will be accountability for their actions. Is it right that the Muslims in England are given additional and protected rights over you? No, it's not. But they don't fear your actions. They fear the actions of what the Muslims will do as they take over your country. So again, back over to the ongoing war in Ukraine. And again, tyranny is subjective. I see that politician, that Irish politician, in terms of what she is saying, as absolutely 100% tyrannical. Probably more tyrannical than anything I have ever heard Vladimir Putin say. It's a fact. Now we are continuing to watch and cover the conflict. Again, as the war continues, there hasn't been a lot of territorial changes in terms of what has happened on the ground. The strategy for the Russians continue. Again, this strategy is designed to fix Ukrainian forces and then utilize the Air Force of the Russian Federation to bombard the Ukrainian military into submission. And that's what we're seeing happening. This is going to be a continued, very slow process in terms of the Russian strategy. There were massive Russian air and missile strikes overnight, including in downtown Kiev. Obviously, the Ukrainian state reports that everything was shot down, but there was some very loud explosions heard in Kiev. We have reports of the air defense systems being brought down. But again, the suppression of speech in Ukraine and the ability to report on the conflict is incredibly harsh. And any sort of reporting that reports on Ukrainian casualties by Russian airstrikes or Russian missile strikes, again, are disallowed in Ukraine. You're not allowed to report on that information. And that's one of the reasons why it's so difficult to bring you, the viewer, news and information about what is actually happening on the ground. But the war continues. We are sticking by our analysis that Ukrainian forces are preparing a withdrawal on the eastern bank of the Dnieper River. And they are also, we hear also now, looking very closely at the situation in Avdiivka. This has been going on for some time now. The city is essentially encircled, and the Russians continue to pound Ukrainian forces within this cauldron. So we will continue to report. We will continue to watch what is happening. Thank you for joining us. More to come very, very soon. And as always, have a good day.